Hello and welcome to Me and My Golf TV. I'm Piers Ward, this is Andy Proudman. Today we're fixing golf swings. It's the Impact Show. Andy, what do we have?
Right, today we're going to show you how to play a baby draw with a coat hanger. Let's take charge of your game.
Alright then, it's time for the Impact Show. This is where we answer questions on your game to help you create more impact.
Yes, and if you want to get better this year, which I'm sure you do, make sure you head over to our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter today and get posting your questions. We'd love to help you.
Yes, also check us out on Snapchat for behind the scenes and also Periscope for live Q&As and all sorts of live stuff going on in 2016. And also make sure you check out our latest video series, Strike Your Irons Pure. We're having some fantastic results with people giving this a go, so make sure you check it out. Click on the iCard in the corner and it's definitely going to help your irons this year. So Andy, Impact Show, we're on the 10th tee at the Asprey. The sun is out, still a little bit cool for my liking,
isn't it, for April?
But it's you know, we're on the Impact Show, so we've got some great questions as always. So Jeremy Flavel has said that he's slicing the golf ball to the right, so he's obviously a right-handed golfer. Could it be his lead wrist throughout his golf swing? Well, yes, it could be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So what we are going to do today is we're going to show you what the best players in the world do with their lead wrist in transition. Andy will explain. And also we're going to show you what someone who slices the golf ball does with their lead wrist in transition.
Yeah, what we see a lot of, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and we've got Trackman with us as well. What that's going to do is it's going to give us some data on the club path and also on the club face when Andy is striking the golf ball with those two different lead wrist positions.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, the key thing is what Jeremy's doing is, or anyone who's slicing the golf ball where it's curving off to the right, at impact, the face is open to the path.
Yeah.
So, the priority of today, really, and for Jeremy, is to find a way to get the club face square or actually slightly close to the path, because that's going to change his curvature of the golf ball.
Yeah.
So, the whole sort of theme about this is actually using the lead wrist to actually, you know, get this club face doing a slightly better job at impact.
Okay.
That's the theme, really.
So let's go through what the best players in the world do, including yourself, Andy.
Including myself. Yeah, I do actually do this, actually. So let's swing back to the top and let's talk about this. So in transition, what we see the best players in the world do, they actually get what we call flexion with the lead wrist. So at the top of the golf swing, in transition, they get the lead wrist sort of working this way or flattening off, as you can see. Now, what this does, you can see to the club face, if I do that again, is as we flex this wrist, you can see the club face actually strengthens, okay, or closes, whatever you want to call it. Now, as we swing down now, this makes it so much easier to produce a square face to that path and just, you know, automatically make that sequence a bit easier as well, Piers.
Yeah, definitely. If you think of the extreme of this as well, Dustin Johnson, he gets that really overflexed wrist, you may say, for a lot of people. Very strong club face position. That makes his body work extremely well in order to strike it well. Okay, so that's what the good players do.
Yep.
What do we see the slicers do with that lead
the slicers often, you know, they've got maybe this little cup at the top, which is okay.
Yep.
But what we tend to see the slicers do as they swing down, they maintain or even increase that cup in the wrist. Now, you'll notice from this, I've still got that cup in the wrist, but you can see by the club face here then, it's still left a little bit what we call open. Now, the problem is here when it's open very late, you've got a lot of hard work to square that face up, Piers. And generally we see, you know, when it's open here, it's so hard to square it up, and the face is going to be generally open to the path at impact.
And you have to make adjustments then to actually allow for that open club face. But the good thing with this, what we're going to do, Andy's going to show you a drill in a moment, but the good thing we're going to show you in this is you actually get a 2-for-1 for this, because if you have a look at when Andy does the good one, the flexion there, look what happens to the shaft. The shaft actually drops down behind him and shallows, which is great for producing a path which goes more out to the right. So Jeremy, what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to give you a better club face position, stop the slice, and maybe even give you a draw.
Slightly different path.
So that's the good one. Just show me the bad one, Andy.
Yeah.
What happens when the lead wrist extends in the downswing? Look at the shaft now, it becomes a lot steeper. So when the shaft gets steep like that, there's a very good chance that the path then could be more to the left, which creates the fade or the slice.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, what we should do, Andy, is actually hit a couple of shots, shall we, or should we go with the drill first?
Let's go with the drill first,
Okay, let's go with the drill.
Okay, so
Revolutionary piece of kit here, by the way.
Coat hanger, that's all you need. So all you're going to do with the coat hanger is you're going to place your lead hand right in the centre of the coat hanger, and then your trailer hand's going to go underneath. Now the key thing is here, when you put this on, you're going to get the top edge of the coat hanger to touch your right wrist. Now all you're going to do from here is make a couple of swings. You're going to swing back to the top. It's going to stay on the right wrist, but in transition now you're going to push the coat hanger onto your lead wrist. So you can see this transition here. I'm getting that left wrist flexing and I'm pushing that coat hanger into that lead wrist. Now, and if I continue to work that down now, maintaining that pressure, that's going to have a tremendous effect on the club face, Piers. and make it so much easier to produce that square face at impact.
I love that, I love that. And that's a great feeling to get, isn't it? When you know, if you're on the range hitting balls, you know, hit 5 shots and then get the coat hanger out and do 5 coat hanger swings, and you'll soon get a difference in that club face then.
And taking that straight to the shot is, you know, amazing feeling really.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's hit a couple of shots. Let's go with the bad one first of all. So we've got Trackman all fired up. So what we're going to do with this one, Andy's going to hit a shot and he's going to keep that cup or even increase that cup, and let's just see what happens to the numbers that we get.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, there goes that ball fading into the bush maybe, Andy. All right, so let's see what we get here. So the club path was 6 degrees to the right. Left, sorry, to the left, sorry, to the left. I went to the left, or the right, which way is that way? So 6 degrees to the left. Okay, the face was 10.7 degrees right of that. Okay. So that suddenly tells us there's a massive difference there between the path and the club face when you're striking it, and that's why the golf ball goes out there. That's what that lead risk can do.
And you know what, that ball was a little to the right off target, but you put that into a driver, and then all of a sudden we've got a massive curvature and a big miss. Well,
that was a club speed at 80, well, just under 80 miles per hour, carried it 126 yards. So it's a weak way of doing it, definitely. Right, let's go with a good lead risk.
Okay, I'm just going to do one quick.
Oh, he's going to get that in there. I think it's a good idea.
To get the feeling of that again. So coat hanger back in, swing it back, feel I can force it onto there and maintain it. Okay, I've got the feeling. Now I'm going to go at a similar sort of speed because I went quite slow on that, so I could feel what was going on. I'm going to do exactly the same. So
well, it'll be good to get a comparison in distance as well when doing this, because that's definitely going to change. Okay. All right, so this is now getting the flexion in the wrist. Let's see what we get. All right, let's see what we get there. That's a beautiful little draw. Okay, interesting, Andy. Path is 4.5 degrees to the right, so the flexion has shallowed that there, and the face, it's only 0.1 left of it, but it was left of it, so the club face was pointing left of that when you hit that one.
Pretty neutral, so that was really.
Actually with the flexion there, what it really did more for you was actually get the path going more out towards the right. And interesting, club head speed was ever so slightly faster at 80 miles per hour, but 149 yards of carry. So a lot more powerful golf shot just by getting that flexion on the way down.
You know, and just a feeling of that as well, from going from the coat hanger straight to the club, it just really gave me that, you know, instant feedback to what I wanted. By getting that flexion and by shallowing that golf club, it's a great way, as we saw there, a big change in the flight.
So Jeremy, give that a go, and yes, you will get rid of that open club face, but also you'll probably get that path out to the right.
There we go, all you need is that coat hanger to hit that baby draw. Post any questions and comments down below, guys, and we'll get back to as many as we can. And also subscribe to the channel for videos like this every single week to help your game.
Also make sure you go to meandmygolf.com, check it out, 7-day free trial, Strike Your Irons Pure video series, plus all the other videos. We know you'll enjoy it and we'll know it'll improve your golf this year. Thanks for watching.